When you go to a stadium to watch your favourite team, it's about family, community and the connection we share. This is what Stadium Real Estate is about too. Hi, I'm Rachel Laurie and we believe every client deserves a front row seat on their real estate journey. At Stadium Real Estate, our people are the main event and we're 100% committed to helping you get a winning result. Family, community, connection. That's Stadium Real Estate. So get in touch with us today, stadiumrealestate.com.
Welcome to another edition of Straight Bat, proudly brought to you by the Arkabar Hotel, Platinum Print Group and our good friends at Cooper's. Shane, welcome. How you going?
Not bad, Raj. How are you?
Yes, good, thanks.
Good.
And we got Peter Argent with us, the guru of Adelaide Turf Cricket. How you going, Peter?
I'm very well, thank you. Keeping out of trouble yourself?
Oh, never. You know that. But no, exciting times coming in towards the business end of the season, so we need to bring out the big guns, don't we, Shane?
That's it. And then just how we usually start the podcast, there's no one else that I've put into form this week.
No, we'll get there. So apologies. Obviously, David on the sick list again, is he? Or?
Yes, he is actually sick at the moment. Yeah.
We'll get well soon, David. And no, I just thought I'd let you know that Usman Khawaja made another 100 for Queensland, so he might have a say in the Shield final. So
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so any predictions who South Australia might be playing, Peter? What do you think? You would have done the numbers?
I've had a bit of a look at it. I hope that we do play on Adelaide Oval, though.
Yep.
That's the first and most important thing. There's been a fair bit of politicking by the looks of it. I reckon we might see the Vicks.
Okay.
And we own one from about 17.
At Brighton Oval, wasn't it? Glenorg Oval, sorry. That's right. Okay.
So, I think it'd be nice to beat the Vicks on Adelaide Oval.
I think the worry there, if they do the drop-in pitch and it's the 5-day game where you can, just bat out for a draw, drop-in pitch might be a little bit spicy, so it'll be interesting. That's if the team for all South Australians lets the South Australians play on there. But anyway, that's another story, isn't it? Stay
tuned and see what happens. But we'll let you off with just the one this week, Shane.
No,
so I don't think you've bagged anyone yet.
I bagged the Crows just then. So that's
okay. Right. They'll no doubt win their first game by 100 points against the Saints. But we'll talk about that next week. What we're going to do tonight is do a brief update on the ladders and the tips, just a quick results show leading into the finals. So if we kick it off with A1 and run through the ladder there, top 4 is Goodwood, Grange, Paraka and Para Hills, and then knocking on the door very loudly are Woodville South after a great performance last week. Are they the 5 that can make the finals, Peter, or anyone else a mathematical chance still?
I don't think so. I think Woodville South are the only side that are capable. There is a very short percentage between the two. I think we've worked it out to be less than 1 wicket. So it means that both games are live, but it's going to be testing for both clubs. I really don't like Woodville South playing against Grange. I thought Grange were outstanding in round 9 against Goodwood, and really somebody predicted at the start of the year that Grange would win the whole shooting match, and the way they're going at the moment, you would think that they've got some idea about what they were talking about.
Yeah, no, that was me. So that's right. We'll see if the curse.
Well, the finals haven't started yet. So.
No, that's it.
Having said that, Chad Sayers with a lazy 6 for off 23 overs. So the Sayers boys are going pretty well. McDonald bowling well.
Yes.
They're coming to form at the right time of the season.
Yeah, I think they might miss Patrick Weckett, though, because he gave him a bit of X factor with the ball.
Yeah.
But McDonald can bowl all day, as he's proved in a couple of games. The top order is really strong. Burridge and Kershaw are opening the batting, pretty impressive, and both Aaron and Chad are in pretty good form as well. Yep. Their middle order is just a little suspect.
Okay. And Goodwood tasted defeat for the first time on the weekend against Grange, but didn't make a bad fist of the run chase.
No, very high-scoring game. That's would be entertaining cricket to watch.
Yep. So just rounding out the rest of the ladder. So Brighton on 108 points would need to do something spectacular to sneak in. Old Scotch, Trinity and Port Districts look to be safe, but then PAOC, Inglefarn and Hope Valley all in the drop zone. So they've got a fair bit to play for this weekend as well. So any comments on the bottom end of the table, guys?
Yeah, I really have been surprised how quickly PAOC have dropped away. They've really missed their leggy.
Yeah.
He had taken 30 wickets before he departed. He went overseas.
Yeah. I believe so, yeah.
But they really have missed a beat with him not being there. Their quicks are still stable and their batting has never been a strength. They've got guys that can occupy the crease, but no one that can actually dominate the game. So it'll be a very big test. Mind you, Para Hills were pretty disappointing in round 10 as well. Having Brighton 7 for 60, they should have tidied up that game, but couldn't hit the stumps when it was required.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll run through the tips shortly, but looking at Para Hills potentially missing on a top 4 after the last 3 or 4 years they've had would almost have been unthought of at the start of the season, wouldn't it?
No, I think turning into Christmas, it was them and Goodwood by how far, and the chasing pack's kind of catching up to them, but whether they can get there at the end, we'll find out after Saturday.
What's happened to Para Hills, Peter? I noticed you said one of their bowlers was under-bowled at crucial times. So has the captaincy change played a part there, or what do you think's happening at Para Hills?
I just felt the game was on the line and Laird, who'd taken the wickets on the first evening, got them back in the game with 3, had them Brighton 3 for 12.
Yeah.
He had a spell early, and when the game was on the line, you bring your best back, I would have thought. From my couple of years of trying to captain sides, that's what I would have done, and I just felt they missed a trick with that, and it cost them.
Okay, we'll give Mitchell Queen the right of reply if he wants to email into you, Shane, and give the right of reply. There might have been a legitimate reason, we don't know.
That's
but
it,
Yeah, they did miss a couple of players. Their keeper was up on the Gold Coast. He was dealing with a cyclone. And fielding also didn't play as well, I believe. So that does make a difference. But, I would have made different calls. And that's pretty easy to say from the grandstand, but that's just an opinion. And
That's the life of a captain, isn't it? If your call comes off, you're a millionaire. If it doesn't, then you're out in the streets. So,
we haven't spoken much about Paraka, but they are the sleeping
pretty
giants.
solid cricket, aren't they?
And Mitch Thomas has had an outstanding season.
Yep. No, definitely. They're playing some very solid cricket. So, I agree with you. They're not being talked about much, but they'd be happy with where they're sitting, aren't they?
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how much, if they see anything of Mark Cosgrove as well.
I did actually speak to him. He was out playing. His son was playing at Jeps on a Friday night for Walkerville. He did mention, I believe it depended on when the final was going to be hurled, and if we made the final. So if it's the Monday to Friday, I don't know if that opens him up to be able to play. I don't know if he'd want to play on the Saturday after winning the Shield final on the Friday afternoon. So there's potential for it, but it's got to try and fit it in with his schedule.
So for those who don't know, he's fielding coach for South Australia, isn't he? Yep. So he'll have some commitments there, but see what we can work out there. All right, well, let's have a look at this week's round of games with everything to play for. We start with Para Hills hosting PAOC. So Para Hills wanting to cement their place in the top 4, and PAOC potentially could sneak into the drop zone. How do you see it, Peter?
I reckon Para Hills might get up, but I don't know if that'll give them enough to guarantee that they're going to be playing finals.
Okay.
I've been impressed with Woodville South's bowling attack, especially post-Christmas. Getting Jack Pudney back has really made a difference to the potency of their fast bowling trio that they've got there. So I think he makes a real difference. But, I'm going Para Hills, but that doesn't tell me they're going to play finals.
Okay, Shane?
Yeah, I think the bonus points are definitely going to play a key part on who's going to make it. So, there's no guarantees, even if they win this match, that they're going to get through. I think if either Para Hills or Woodville South can bowl the other team out, I think that's going to go a long way with the bonus points. But I was out at Para Hills last night watching the second half of the T20 Div 1 final, and there might be a big in for Para Hills this week. I know Trav's going to try and get up for the game. Okay. So I think he's obviously a massive key for them. So hopefully for Trav and Para Hills' sake, Trav can get over the line and make an appearance. But yeah, we'll go for Barra Hills there. Prince Alfred, they're just limping to the line. I think they might just stay out of relegation there, but we'll get Barra Hills for the win.
What's the issue with Travis? He's carrying some sort of injury?
Oh, foot issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Craig Kelly's was telling him what he needed to do to stretch it out last night, but he wasn't listening. So.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go for Para Hills as well to win that game at home. Old Scotch versus Brighton being played at Scotch College. Peter, how do you see this one?
Yeah, Old Scotch rely on one player too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a star of the competition and a very, very accomplished cricketer who's played Victorian under-23s cricket and district in Melbourne, but they can't keep relying on Hamish all the time. He's been doing it for a couple of years now. I think Brighton, with their diversity of bowling attack, especially Fay, McInerney, those guys. Is it Pheasant, the South African? He also is a very accomplished bowler. I think their bowling attack will get them over the line.
Shane?
Yeah, look, Brighton are probably a little bit unlucky not to be pushing for a final spot here. They had that close game against Goodwood, which could have gone either way. You put that win on them and then they're knocking on that door to take that fourth spot. So I think, they've got some quality cricketers in that team, Brighton. I think a little bit more all-round depth. So, I'll go for Brighton there.
Yeah, I think Brighton as well on the back of the McInerney brothers helped get them over the line last week, didn't they? So
they did.
Partnership. So I think they can sneak over the line in that one. Hope Valley will be hosting Trinity. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, this game they're playing for passion and pride. I think Trinity are a better side on paper. They're out of the drop zone, so they just will play with a more carefree attitude, and they've got some talents in their side. Trinity quite comfortably in that.
Shane?
I'm actually going to go for Hope Valley there. I think, there's both teams are, Trinity's safe. They're not going to get relegated. Hope Valley, I think probably by the looks of their results, played with a little bit more freedom after their season had been over. So, I think they can finish the year off strong on the home deck. Not an easy place to play, so that's one place where a home ground advantage can come into factors there.
Okay, going for the upset, and I think Trinity will be too strong there. Then Paraka will make the trip down to Largs Reserve, which is a bit of a road trip for the boys, but they're playing some good cricket in really good form. So can you see an upset here, Peter?
Not at all.
Unless they get lost on the way.
And I've been out to Largs a couple of times, and you got to be a passionate port person to go past Cheltenham, I reckon. Not a big chance for the home side. Paraka they've got good bowling attack. They're well led by Cooper Thompson. Their top order's pretty strong, and they've got a couple of decent bats in the middle order, Matt Herman and the like. So they're a good all-round unit.
Yeah. Shane?
Yeah, watching them last night win the T20 Division 1, they definitely had some boys that could hit. Very impressive display to get them over the line there. Again, Paraka, with a good result here, making a lot of runs, and they are a team that can make a lot of runs and take a lot of wickets. Their bonus points could, even if Grange win, to get them above. So I think Paraka have got a lot to play for, and I think they'll be too strong out there this week.
I agree, definitely. Goodwood will host Ingle Farm after their first loss last week. You see this as a fait accompli for Goodwood to bounce back?
I've got no doubt that Goodwood will be fired up after the loss. They've just gone through a flat spot. They lost their semi-final of the T20, and it's very hard for a team to be up all season. I think if Goodwood's chances of a three-peat, they had to lose a game or two, and I don't think they'll lose this one to finish it.
Yep.
No, it always adds another layer if you go into the final series in ATCA, as the undefeated team, there's a lot of pressure, and sometimes a loss, isn't a bad thing. If you can learn from it. Ingle Farm, very proud club. They are still a chance here to be able to stay up if they can get up. So I don't think it'll be as easy. I think Ingle Farm will go down fighting, but I think Goodwood will be too strong at home.
Yeah, I agree. Goodwood in a close one there, and probably the match of the round. Grange will travel down to Woodville South with everything to play for, I guess, for both clubs. So this should be a cracker, Peter.
Yeah, Ledger Reserve. The only thing I'd say is the deck is pretty low and slow, so it's not a great opportunity to make a big score.
Yeah.
I've been really impressed with Woodville South's bowling attack, as I've mentioned previously tonight. Grange are a pretty accomplished side, especially their top-end players. Maybe just an upset, the Cats to get up.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I might go down and have a bit of a look at this one. Should be a good game of cricket. I picked Grange at the start of the year, and I'll stick with them for the rest of the year here from here on in, I think. So we'll go for Grange in this one.
Yeah, I agree. Grange to get over the line in what should be a great game. So we will have a look at how the ladder lands, and we'll have some finals for you. A draw for you next week. So that should be exciting.
Yes.
We might take a quick break and come back and have a look at the other grades.
Take your live sport entertainment to the next level at Sporties in the Aqaba Hotel.
Well, we're back and we're better than ever, just in time for the footy with a brand new facelift, including new large LED screens, new outdoor area with booth seating, customised audio zones, brand new shuffleboard, brand new digital darts, all-day dining and so much more. Same love for live sport. Sporties is Adelaide's home of live sport.
Take your live sport entertainment to the next level at Sporties in the Aqaba Hotel.
Welcome back to Straight Bat, proudly brought to you by the Aqaba Hotel, Coopers and Stadium Real Estate. We're going to have a look at A2, and this is a fascinating ladder with seeming like 6 sides, probably still in the mix for the top 4. Ranella well clear on 172 points, Unley looking fairly secure on 144. Then it becomes really interesting with Spock and Flinders Park both on 132 points. Walkerville on 130, Adelaide Lions on the charge with 122, with our man Raj making back-to-back hundreds after being in the podcast.
That's it.
And Nadoon took 2 wickets, so we actually played one team into form there, I think it's fair to say.
Good stuff.
Fantastic 191 from their captain. Marion on 114, Jeps 110, Brahma Lodge 98, Golden Grove 88, and then Payneham and Woodville seem destined for A3 next year on 65 and 55 points respectively, but... guys, it's a fascinating last round here with a fairly tight ladder, particularly between 3rd and 6th. How do you see it?
Well, I'm even blown away. Unley's had 6 wins, while the 3rd place Spock and Flinders Park both have 7 in 4th. So it makes for a wonderful weekend of cricket, and the fact that they're all one-dayers... it'd be pretty important to bowl the opposition out quickly, I would have thought.
Yeah, what do you think, Shane?
Yeah, the Unley one, Jeps Cross travelling to Unley, I think that might be 6 times in a row that the A grade's gone out to, to Unley Oval there. So Jeppies have a bit of a habit of spoiling Unley's party at the end of the season there. So that should be a good game. I know they're going to play it in the coloured clothing and the white ball, so another good one to get down and have a bit of a look of. But Lions in some form, Walkerville in some form, Flinders Park obviously knocking off Ranella last week. Whichever team scrapes into 4th, whichever team makes 4th there is they'll be tough to beat.
Yeah.
So,
And Spock's captain Luke Harrington did tell us earlier in the year they would be strong in the second half of the year, and they have been, haven't
certainly
they?
did, yep, so, and he's definitely contributing as well. He's making some runs and getting some wickets.
Coming to form at the right time of the year. So we'll get your guys' thoughts on this week's games, which are definitely going to shape the finals. Start off with Flinders Park sitting in 4th against Woodville Rechabites. So this is probably not a bad draw for them in the last round, Peter.
Oh, you'd be pretty happy taking on the bottom side who's won 1 game for the season. I would think Flinders Park should win this and win this quite comfortably.
Yeah.
You'd be very disappointed if you were Flinders Park sitting in 4th place at the moment. Really, you could quite comfortably, with a big win, push up a place or 2 and host a home final.
Exactly. Yep.
Yes, they'll be looking to pile on some bonus points there, that's for sure. But we'll go for Flinders Park there.
Yeah, I agree. Any truth to the rumour that Dale will be taking training at Rechabites in an effort to inspire them for the last game?
You never know, you might be there.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Lions also with what looks to be a very winnable game on paper against Paynham. Peter, you think the Lions will continue their good form?
Well, their form has been pretty impressive after Christmas, especially. I cannot believe that I'm seeing a Paynham side that's going to play A3 cricket in 25-26. Having been around this competition for 40-odd years, to see a Paynham side that's not near the top is...
Well, they did come up last. They were in A3 last season, won A3, and then straight back up to A2 this year to go back down. Because it's a tough comp, the A2. There's a lot of good teams in there. It only takes a result or two to go the other way, and I think the loss that they had to Woody Rex, I think that kind of put a nail in the end of the season. But again, lots of good people out there. They'll bounce back. And
they haven't really put any runs on the board, have they? Their bowling's been reasonable, but
yeah. I know they've got a couple of dashes at the start, and Donkey Grant Duran's a good cricketer. But they haven't been able to make the runs, unfortunately for them.
Yep. So we're all thinking Adelaide Lions. They're looking for a big win to sneak into the 4. Marion will host Spock in a very important game for Spock, Peter.
Yeah, and Marion just outside, going to find it very hard, even with a big win to...
They're like no chance.
Yeah. You have to go for Spock because they've got everything to play for.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah, I think Jeppy's put it into Marion's season last week when they got over the line. So, I think St. Peter's a lot to play for. And, if they lose this, then there's every chance that they're not playing finals, St. Peter's. So we'll get for Luke to get them over the line again.
Yeah, I agree. St. Peter's with everything to play for there. Another team with it all to play for, Walkerville, will host Brahma Lodge. So keep their chances alive with a win here. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, it's interesting. Walkerville's an interesting place to play cricket. How's their deck played this year? Any feedback about their wicket this season?
No, I have watched a bit of cricket out there, and it did look all right. I did walk out to the middle one of them as well. It looked a lot better than when I'd played on it before in the past. So no negative feedback.
All right. Well, that gives me enough gumption to back the Cats in this one as well.
I'm going to go a bit of an upset here.
Okay.
Brahma Lodge, after Christmas, they've got some players they're in there making a lot of runs, pushing up for the batting trophy in the A2, and I think, being able to swap the bowlers out, and I reckon Brahma Lodge might be able to get up here.
Okay, now Walkerville for me, everything to play for. Now, Unley will host Jeps Cross. I think we know who Shane's going to tip here, Peter, but what do you think? Unley been playing some pretty good cricket. Yeah,
they certainly have. Muhammad Khan, 500 runs at 40-odd. That's a fair...
Solid year, yeah.
And he's younger than he looks as well. He's when he was there, we thought he was a bit older, but he's early 20s. So good cricketer.
And Brett Siebert, 360-odd as well. Yep. Just averaging under 40.
Taking a few wickets too, Brett, somehow with his offies. He's
right arm
straight breaks. Yeah.
No, he gives a bit of a rip. He's got a knack of getting a wicket in his first over when he comes on. So should be more of it.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'd like to go against Unley, but I can't. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Unley would have... Shane, you're tipping the upset here?
No, look, the Jeps team was always, when they've got everyone available, was always going to be a good team. And you can see that when they've got the full squad to be able to pick from, they're winning games of cricket, and I think they can get up here again.
Okay, yep. Only for me. In the final game of the round, we've got Golden Grove will be hosting Ranella, who will finish in top position. And will they go out with a win, Peter, the minor round?
Well, how's this? Kyle Petty, 45 wickets at 7.6. God, that's under 12's figures. That's unbelievable. But you got a bowling attack that can take 10 wickets. That makes a hell of a difference. I think are they called the wine flies as well? The cricketers.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Can't back against the wine flies.
Bit of a travel from Ranella to Golden Grove for a game of cricket as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Might stay over.
High and water bag job.
I think I saw Golden Grove got a past players day, so hopefully they get a few people there to watch it in that amazing facility that they've got.
Yep.
But look, in a one-day game, Ranella, you're not going to get any respite from any overs from their bowlers, all the bowlers that they can use. So, yeah, we'll go for Ranella there.
Yeah, I agree. Their batsmen found a bit of form last week as well, so they've been defending low totals. But when they put some runs on the board, put down the glasses. So, Ranella for me. We'll swing into A3 and have a look at the ladder there. So, Hecky's on top with 163 points. Old Ignations 153. Goodwood A3s with 140. Modbury 131. Shock just out by 3 points on 128. Ingle Farm still in the mix and 6 on 126 points. Then Ranella on 109. Fulham 98. Rocks on 98. Pulteney on 98. Parahills and Paraka sitting in the drop zone at the moment on 79 and 48 points respectively. So, any comments on that ladder, guys? Any surprises? What do we think?
Yeah, it's still nice and tight for that fourth spot, isn't it? I've said it a few times. I really like seeing a club like Modbury coming back, bouncing back and getting into A grade, into A3. They really struggled the last few years. So the fact that they're in the box seat to be able to play finals here, for me is really, really good to see. Sacred Heart in the same boat as well. So no, good to see both those teams pushing for finals. It only looks like one of them potentially will make it. But yeah, good to see.
So the top three are really quite stable. You'd think that all. Certainly Hectorville and Old Iggy's will play. It'd take a fair bit for Goodwood to fall out from here. So it's really Modbury and Shocks that are fighting for the last place.
Bit to play for as well for Hectorville and Ignatius. If Hectorville get beaten and Old Iggy's can manage the win to get that guaranteed promotion. Still a fair bit to play for both of them.
So it's going to be an interesting last round.
And the other team we got into form as well when the boys from Pulteney come in.
They did.
They were on the border of relegation, then had a good win there. So we've kept them up to A3. So that's another one.
And well deserved because the boys are doing a good job.
Absolutely.
And engaging the past players. So congrats to everything Pulteney are doing out there. Let's have a look at this week's rounds. We've got Modbury who's sitting fourth, taking on Para Hills. Important for Modbury to get the win here. What do you think? They'll get the job done?
Yeah, should. I'd be confident the Hawks get over the line.
Yep, I'll go for Modbury there.
Paraka have had a tough year. Will take on Fulham.
I think Fulham.
Yes, Fulham will get up there.
Yeah, same Fulham. Pulteney will host Hectorville, so this is an interesting game. Pulteney in a little bit of form. Any signs of an upset here, Shane?
Yeah, I think there could be a chance particularly on their home deck there. But I think Hectorville will be too strong and consolidate their position to A2s next year.
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I'll go with Hectorville in a close one. Pulteney will give them a run for their money. Ranella versus Rocks. Shane.
Yeah, I think Ranella will probably be too strong there. Another game, not a whole lot on it. Neither team is going to get relegated or make finals, so you would think they play with a bit of freedom, but we'll go with Ranella.
Yep. Peter?
Yeah, I think the Wine Flies will get up.
Yeah, I agree. Now, the match of the round, and one's probably got the most ramifications. Shock sitting in fifth. We'll take on Old Iggy's in the battle of the Old Scholars Clubs. Traditional rivals here.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's going to be on here, Shane. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, look, I know speaking to a few of the guys that have played in A3, they've mentioned how good some of the young cricketers at Sacred Heart are. Often it's hard for young teams to win because it takes a bit of time to figure out how to win. But, I think Sacred Heart can get up here.
Okay, potentially sneak in, depending on how it goes. Okay.
Yep.
Just on the stats, Stephen Henry from Old Iggy's 38 wickets at 10.5. That's a pretty solid summer. You would think that would have a telling impact. Again, especially in one-day cricket, to get 10 wickets is pretty pivotal. So, and he's fighting for the bowling trophy as well. So, with Matt Wood from Ingles. So...
Yep. So you're going with Iggy's? Or?
I'm going to have a crack at Iggy's, yep.
I'm going to go with you, Shane, on this one and go for Shock to give the four a bit of a shake-up in the last round. And the last game is Ingle Farm versus Goodwood. So Goodwood sitting in third. Ingle Farm, they did something special. You never know. So they got a bit to play for here.
Well, they certainly have. Matt Wood is one that's taken over 30 wickets. Is it Vishu?
Yeah. Yep.
Has also taken 31 wickets at less than 10, 8.39. That's pretty impressive as well.
I was out there when they were playing Paraka in the A3s as well. I was watching him bowl. He's a very impressive bowler. Got some wheels to him as well. So wouldn't be easy to face down there in the A3s, that's for sure.
And the Goodwood A3 side is a pretty aged group, to be fair.
So you're going with Ingle Farm, Peter?
I'm going with Ingle Farm.
Okay, with a chance to sneak into the 4, Shane?
Yep.
I'm going to go with Goodwood there.
Yep, I will go with Goodwood as well. So that is our thoughts on A2 and A3 cricket. We're going to take a quick message from our sponsors and come back and talk through some T20 and women's results.
Now's the time to try something new. Cooper's Dry 3.5, a low-carb, mid-strength lager. Light and easy drinking with a crisp and refreshing finish. Go on, give it a try. Get it at your local and chuck it in your fridge.
Welcome back to Straight Bat, proudly brought to you by the Aqaba Hotel, Cooper's Stadium Real Estate and Platinum Print Group. Shane, talk us through what happened in the T20s last night. Some interesting results, and you can bring us up to date with the what's going to happen going forward as well.
Yeah, so I managed to get out to a few of these games last night, delivering some trophies and whatnot. So yeah, we'll start with the Division 1 game.
Yep.
Para Hills versus Port Districts. Para Hills were in a bit of strife early. I was at the Prince Alfred game, and I thought, I might have to get there quickly with the trophy, because I think they were 2 for 1 at the start of the inning. So not a great way to start a T20. Managed to get to 6 for 121 off their 20 overs, so get a competitive, respectable score. They were looking comfortable. They were getting wickets at a steady pace against Port Districts, and Port ended up needing about 8 runs an over in the last 4. So Para Hills would have been comfortable where they were at, but then Jobandeep Singh, 70 off 47, hit some massive sixes.
Ball, doesn't he?
I think if you know the oval at Para Hills, I was a little worried about my car parked down by number 2 there. He was clearing the fence, and it was a very impressive display of T20 batting. So Para Hills got some feedback on the trophy.
Okay.
Not big enough.
Right.
So that was from Robbo from Para Hills. So he said he wasn't too upset they didn't win, because they didn't want the little trophy. So I said, well, we'll have a look at the big trophy for next year. But congratulations to Port Districts there.
To get a bit of silverware,
Yes. Just a quick question. The gentleman that made the 100 in the semi-final,
Yep.
was he one of the 2 for 1?
No, Braden, I do think he made a few runs. He was in there for a little bit, but no, he wasn't one of the early wickets. No,
Okay.
No. Then we had Division 2, so it was down there for a little while. So Prince Alfred, it's their football team, so they're football players. Taking on Modbury again. Great to see Modbury coming up, playing in a final. I watched probably the first 10 overs of this one. Prince Alfred again, 7 for 121, runs on the board in the final. They were losing wickets at a kind of a steady pace. It didn't look like they were going to put on much of a score, so they got out to 121. Beautiful conditions down there at Park 9. And then managed to bowl Modbury out for 72. So congratulations to Prince Alfred there.
Any AFL players that actually played or not?
No, they have another team where the AFL, the Crows boys, play. But not in this one. I think it's just their amateur league footballers that play in this one, and some of them definitely look like they can play cricket, so they might have to try and get them in the summer.
Were you happy with how the T20 competition ran in general for this year?
Couple of tweaks I'd like to make.
Okay.
Look, hopefully a few things that we can have a look at for next year. We're going to get
like some sort of carnival games being played side to side and that kind of thing.
Yeah, big fan of making a bit of a marquee event that we can really promote ATCA at. So it's definitely something that I'm passionate of getting over the line.
So semi-finals and finals, or
no, not I wouldn't think not quite like the like we used to do it back in the Sundays. For me, that was some of the best memories of watching cricket at a club there. But if we can set up a day where we can have, Div 3 and Div 2 in the morning and culminating with the Div 1 game in the afternoon, make a real, big event out of it. That's definitely something on.
Your thoughts, Peter?
Is there a way of centralising this? Maybe using Karen Rolton and the 3 other ovals without friends at the SACA?
No, I don't think we'll speak to the SACA about that one. But we've got lots of clubs in the that are pretty central to Adelaide.
I was just being a bit facetious there. But something central would be wonderful to get.
Get a big crowd all there in one day, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, stay tuned for next year, Shane.
Yes.
Excellent.
That's it.
And what have we got upcoming in the women's competition?
We still had one more. We still had one more game there. So we had the first game that I was at, St Peter's versus Goodwood in the Division 3 O'Neill Sports T20s. At the picturesque Wilson Oval down there at St Peter's there. And St Peter's again batting first, 7 for 132. Just looks like they've kind of lost wickets at regular intervals there, and Goodwood with 5 for 177, too strong. And son of board member Peter Bergen, Lachlan Bergen. He's a very he's 6'6", or I don't know. He's a big lad. He's a very big lad, and he's got 3 for 4. So
well done.
Good
and
job.
Didn't Warwick Potts peel off a half century at 55 or something?
He did 50 off 31 balls. Warwick's still making a few runs. I think he made 100 a few weeks ago as well. So
he's
still going pretty well.
He's not trying to hit every ball for 6 these days. Only every 3rd or 4th one.
He's tempered his game a little bit. Well done to Goodwood, and well done to all those sides.
No, congratulations to all the sides, absolutely.
And what's happening in the women's comp, Shane? We're going to try and get a guest in soon, aren't we?
Yes, I'll try it again today, this week. But we will get someone in eventually. So they move into their semi-finals this week. So in the Division 1, we have Payneham finished on top versus Kensington.
Okay.
Who we got?
I'd have to go with Payneham, I think. Always fairly hard to beat.
Yes, the women's side of it, certainly.
Yep. Got some veterans in that team for sure. Kensington, a lot of the younger women. So who knows? They might be able to get up on the day. So we'll go for Payneham there. And 2 teams that both have teams in Division 2 finals as well. We've got Ranella versus Port Adelaide. Who you got, Raj?
I got Ranella there, I think. Yep. They're very strong.
Yep.
Port Adelaide used to be a wonderful women's program going back a few decades ago. I'll go for an upset. The Magpies, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Port Adelaide there as well. I think they've got some talented cricketers in their group, and and you mentioned that they were really strong in the women's cricket in the past, and having 2 teams and building their way up through ATCA, and probably doing it the right way to make their women's program sustainable going forward. I think Port Adelaide might get up there.
Okay, very good.
Again, I can't tip against Port Adelaide. Can't do
Port Adelaide and James Cross.
And then Division 2, we've got Woodville South versus Port Adelaide, so battle of the western suburbs there.
All right, based on what you just said, let's go for Port Adelaide this time.
All right, and I'll go for the Cats.
No, I'll change there. I'm going to go for Woodville South there.
You just said you can't tip against Port Adelaide.
No, that's right. They that Port team, like I said, what they are doing with generating through their juniors and having a lot of young girls there, that is a very young team for Port Adelaide. And I think Woodville South would be too strong there.
Okay, and the other game?
Then we've got Ranella versus the Eastern Falcons.
Okay, I'll stick with Ranella again there.
Ditto, I'll take the Wine Flies.
Yep. I'll go for Ranella there as well.
All right, well, good luck to all those players in their upcoming semi-finals. And the women will have a standalone awards night in a couple of weeks, won't they, Shane? So the inaugural event for that. So hopefully that's going to be a good night. Yeah,
looking forward to it. We've basically sold out of the tickets. So next year we might have to look for a bigger room. So we've got 150 people lined up to come there. Just another presentation I've got to put together. But no, it's really good. I guess when we put it on, you get a bit, nervous to see how many people you're going to get to come along to it. But the fact that, they've really supported it, which is great. So hopefully we can put on a good night for them and showcase the women's game.
Yep.
Excellent.
And the men's one will be on the 26th of March, I think, on the Wednesday night. So that should be another good night as well.
Yes, yep, absolutely. So that's all coming together nicely.
Excellent.
Changing the entree this year. That's
Controversial.
No, I did always get a little bit of feedback about the charcuterie board in the middle is always a little bit awkward in the middle to go for it. So we've got the arancini balls this year. So
All right, we'll look forward to that. And any other news in Adelaide Turf, guys, before we sign off for the night?
a few things to play out the end of this week. Hopefully, it doesn't change the makeup of the finals too much or whatnot. But we'll stay tuned and we'll be back next week.
Excellent. Peter, looking forward to a big weekend of cricket.
Oh, it should be a wonderful. We're getting right to the business end, and that's what we play cricket for, to play in the major round, and there are teams fighting for that opportunity, which is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. So good luck to all the teams playing on the weekend. Looks like the weather's going to be hot again, so it's going to be no rainouts.
And then somehow
good.
rain Sunday. I know we've got our junior finals
Right.
on Sunday, and then and the women's finals obviously as well, and potential rain about, which is
Fingers
not ideal.
crossed. Yeah. All right. Well, that signs us out for another week of Straight Bat. We'll be back with you at the same time next week. Thanks, Peter. Thanks,
Pleasure.
Shane. We'll see you then.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.